Okay, welcome back everybody. This week we're going to go into a little late 70s Rolling Stones this time. This is Beast of Burden by the Rolling Stones. This is off their Some Girls album, I believe, in 78-ish. And super great song. Lots of people know it. I know you know it too, but there's some great examples of guitar arrangement interplay that the Rolling Stones are so famous for, with the two guitars that are going on that are sort of mixing into greater than the sum of its parts. I'm going to walk you through Keith's rhythm part. I'm going to take you through Ronnie's sort of approach on what he's doing to complement that, and I will definitely go through Ronnie's guitar solo on that for you too. So if this is the kind of thing that you like and you haven't done so yet, please jump down, click subscribe, ring the bell. Bell will let you know when I drop new content. I do that every single week. All my videos have chapters in them, so you can jump right to the part of the lesson that you want to see and bypass what you don't. And if you're looking for other ways to support the channel, I appreciate that. There's thanks, just like throwing a tip in the tip jar. Or even better, you can join my Patreon page where I've got chord charts and tabs for all the lessons on YouTube, just like this one. Links in the description, so check it out. Okay, so Beast of Burden. Standard tuning, folks. So we don't have to sort of remove a string to get Keith perfect and tuned to open G on this one. It sort of has that sound on the riff that he's doing, but it's actually not. This is very much Keith Richards actually playing a 6-string standard tuned guitar. Who'd have thought? Okay, so before I get into that, I wanted to debut a new segment on our videos here, and it's called 12-Foot Chains Misheard Lyrics. Okay, that went on a bit long. All right, so this installment of 12-Foot Chains Misheard Lyrics is about this.
Oh, your sickness, I suck it up.
Okay, all my life I thought that
Oh, your sickness, I suck it up.
was all the sickness, I could suck a duck. But actually it's all the sickness, I could suck it up. So listen again.
Oh, your sickness, I suck it up.
Not suck a duck, suck it up. Okay, so let's get to Keith's guitar. So not sure exactly what guitar he played on the session. He was seen at this time playing the sort of mid-70s custom Telecaster, you know, with the big Seth Lover pickup up here and the single pickup. So I'm going to go with my closest thing that I've got to that. And I've got it set in the middle position for this. Details about my signal chain will be in the description below if you're curious. I don't have a lot going on here for this. Okay, so the interesting part of this riff that he does is you can kind of get away with it for the most part of just playing on 3 strings. And if you think about it, 3 strings is all you need to define a chord. You have a root note, you have a 5th, and then you have either a major or a minor 3rd, right? And that's kind of what's going on here with the riff that we all associate with this. So first I'm going to show you the main riff that we hear in the beginning. And we think that's exactly the same sort of going through the song, but it's not. He actually varies all over the place once the song gets going. So I'll sort of show you that too. But this is the riff that we all sort of associate with this song. Okay, so all of that was pretty much all on 3 strings, really. So we're up here doing a triad for a B major chord. And we're going to hammer down your ring finger to make that an E. So you're going to go into that E, not picking it, but hammer. Which sounds very Keith, right? Like on the Keith tunings, you know, it's that kind of thing, but it's this voicing. Go back. C sharp minor, and then you're going to do the Keith, the Keith-ish thing to change that C sharp minor to an A major by hammering on that D chord, D string, and make your A. So those shapes are just a B, E, C sharp minor, and A. Right? And once you get that sort of under your fingers, you can sort of play with the picking a little bit. Okay, so that's the main riff. Now for the remainder of the song, he actually plays that riff like that maybe a minority of the time. Like honestly, like he's playing all of the versions of the chords that you can think of in different sort of in different positions, and he mixes them all up. But it's very rare that he goes measure after measure after measure of like for the rest of the song. He sort of weaves some of those in, but a lot of times he's not. He's not. So just think of all the other voicings that you could do with that, right? So primarily the voicings that you hear that he's playing are this E with an open E string. He lets that happen a lot. B. You know, full on major chord, bar chords. So he's just mixing it up the whole time, and that's Keith's parts for all of the sort of verse rhythm guitar parts. The only other thing that changes in the song is the, I guess it's the chorus, I guess, whatever you call it. You know, am I hot enough? Am I rich enough? That whole thing. So it's A, all the chords that are happening there are A and E. And he's going to end with a turnaround chord of a B before you go back into your riff. And the way he plays those, when you're listening to the isolated track, to my ear, is he plays this A, and he's gonna do an A with a 6 on it. So then an E, so adding a 9 on a major. A again. And it could be that voicing, or it could be, it's the same thing, to your B. Only goes for like one measure, and then it goes back into your riff again. But it's very sparse what he's playing. It's literally, back into it, right? So that's all that part is. It's very sparse. Second time he does it, they hang on that B a little longer right before it goes into the guitar solo. Right. And when he's playing rhythm underneath Ronnie's guitar solo, he's playing a very sort of sparse version, not to step, you know, to give room for Ronnie to do what he does. No, it's just understated, usually using those 3-string models. So anyway, just wanted to call that out. I always thought he was sort of doing the same primary riff throughout the whole song, and he's really not. He's doing every combination you could think of those chords, which is what you would think of Keith Richards playing, right? Okay, so let's talk about the great rhythm. I mean, there's some supporting rhythm guitar and the lead guitar that Ronnie Wood is playing against all this. All right, so Ronnie Wood's famous for playing his hardtail Strat. I don't know if that's what he played on this, but it sounds Stratty, what he's using. So I'm going to go Strat, middle pickup, tone rolled back a little bit. And his approach during the, so all of the verse sort of rhythm guitar is all, in fact, even the guitar lead too, it's all just jamming around up here, this E at the 7th fret position, and just doing little fillers and things that happen up there. It's all of that. And I'm not going to go through note for note on all this, but I'm just going to, the approach is he's taking this E major position, and I would extend it, your sort of positions that you want to put in your hands in, sort of based on your E chord here, to do those. You always want to stay major, so it's not that 7th sort of minor stuff, right? Because your chords again are, E, B, C sharp minor, and A. All of that stuff is sort of found with the E major pentatonic scale position up here. That's where he's living, with all of the fills that he's doing and with the actual guitar solo that he plays. And actually, let's just get us there. Let's go to the guitar solo. So that E major pentatonic scale, it's the same thing as the C sharp minor pentatonic. Same notes. But that's where everything that he's doing pretty much is living on the guitar solo. So the way that opens, I'll just play it through once. That's really all there is to it, but you saw everything was right there, everything that he did on that solo. So he just opens it with, and then he just does a hammer-on all the way across, outlining perfectly that E minor, or that E major pentatonic scale. With those bends at the end, but that's the part that I always, you always sort of hear when you're listening for that solo. It's that part, right? That's pretty basic. And then he does this little A to B. He's doing little triads here. Sometimes I pick it, sometimes I do the sort of finger pick thing, but it's just this formation. Making an A, pulling off for an E, and back to your A, and up to a B. And then he finishes it off just playing around that little part. And then this little flourish at the end. Exactly there, but it starts out with that and ends with that little Hendrix thing, which is your E major again with your major third on the bottom. So that's it on that solo, right? that's really it. So his whole approach that he's doing with lead guitar throughout this whole song is letting Keith do his thing on the main sort of chords, and he's just doing little embellishments on top, but it's all right there. Just stay all right in that space, and you'll sound like Beast of Burden. Okay, so that was Beast of Burden by the Rolling Stones, and I hope you learned something new today. If this is the kind of thing that you like and you haven't done so yet, please jump down and click subscribe and ring the bell. Bell will tell you when I drop new content. I do that every single week. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this, and if there's another song you want me to take on and do a lesson similar, let me know what that is. And until next week, take care, everybody.